Hi, everybody. Here we are again in my car in front of the auntie trees. I'm feeling extra vulnerable this morning. I haven't brushed my teeth. I have been crying all morning. My eyes are all poofy. And my dear soul sister Iggy has been such a support to me, so I'm very grateful for her. Sometimes the grief just hits and there's nothing you can do. And AJ and I were looking at this photo album of Thomas that my other mom, Jody, his Mima, made for his birthday last year. All these adorable pictures, some of them I had never seen of Thomas, and I felt like I was connecting to his beautiful spirit by looking into his eyes through the pictures. And man, it's crazy. You like really think that you're on top of the grief and that you're healed or whatever, and then you weep from the depths of your soul for 3 hours and just feel the pain of it all. And there are so many things when something like this happens that you just never think you'll be doing or saying out loud, or like putting ashes in your children's necklaces and my own necklace and all of the parents' necklaces, filling all of those necklaces. It was a beautiful and special and painful experience. And doing his laundry and washing his bedding and making his bed again. And on and on and on. The dental reminders I still get. And so many other things. And I'm so grateful for all of them because they keep him alive. He's alive in so many ways. He's right here on my. He's the best. And when I was crying this morning and texting Iggy pictures of him, I caught a glimpse of his energy and like a ray of light coming through the window. And it brought so much relief and joy. I can feel his love and his energy. And the other night at Jonah's surprise 16th birthday party, the lights at Rosati's were flickering on and off so many times in a way that they never have before. And we absolutely knew that it was Thomas. So thank you, Thomas, for being with us. And he did the same thing at our last soul circle when Jonah started talking about him. The lights started blinking in a way that we have never seen that at the space. It was so cool. He affects everything. He shows us himself in so many different ways. It's incredible. Thank you, Thomas. Thomas has healed so many relationships since his passing. I feel more connected to my sisters than I've ever felt, to my friends than I've ever felt, to my co-parents, to my children. So many people have told me stories of their own healing because of Thomas's experiences. And on the other side, he's taught me so much and shown me so many things that I don't even understand. But I'm excited to learn more. He completely enveloped me in the flower of life made of light, and my body was vibrating at the highest frequency it's ever vibrated at. Thomas. And he blessed his physical body here, but gave me this whole beautiful lesson about how that body was useful here, but that he doesn't want to only be known as who he was on this earth, confined to the difficulties and the densities here. He showed me so many feminine, beautiful energies. Oh my God. And when he puts those energies through me, my whole body changes. These water energies, or these bubbly, gorgeous energies where my whole body just melts into them and becomes them. And it is healing. All of it literally heals my body. And heals everything around me. It's so cool. Thank you, Jesus, Kate and Thomas and Ebert and ayahuasca and the trees and the constellations that have channeled through me and all of the collectives and all of the galactic tribes. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And last night, instead of watching TV, AJ and I decided to look up our astrological signs through astro.com. It's free on astro.com. And we saw this TikTok that said, put in the 318 astro in the optional additions to the reading. It's the Magdalena comet or something, 318. So we did that, and we looked up mine, and it was spot on. Crazy. Double Leo. So many things that resonated, and AJ and I were blown away. And so we did his, and it was spot on. It was crazy. It was so cool. And then we had Chat GPT. We copied and pasted the chart, because it's just this complicated chart, into Chat GPT and asked it to read it for us. And so it gave us this thorough reading that was so cool, because I felt seen and understood, and like, oh, maybe it's not just me. Maybe it's because of the planetary alignment around me that I am this annoying human that drives myself crazy. And then AJ's, oh my good Lord, he's grounded and steady and patient, and even the things to expect within his relationships is crazy. And it's really crazy that every single major relationship in AJ's life has been a Leo. And he's a Taurus, which I think doesn't normally mix with a Leo. Anyway, then we had ChatGPT do a couples reading for us. And with our charts combined, oh my goodness, it was so crazy. It was spot on. I don't know how it works, but then we started asking ChatGPT, like, where did the science come from? Where did these charts originate? And some of these dates date back to 2000 BC. What? How? They had, according to our knowledge, they didn't have technology to be able to see the planets close up and create a map of them, in the sky without any technology. How were they making horoscopes and zodiacs in 2000 BCE? I ask you that, if it weren't for higher knowledge. Like, how is the flower of life on these ancient temples? I feel like I now know how, because ancient people who were connected to the stars, or whatever the fuck this is, the cosmos, they experienced the flower of life, and then it was in them, and then they put it on the walls because they wanted everyone to experience the frequency of the flower of life, the healing frequency, because they experienced healing. They experienced, as I have. It's so cool. And I want everyone to experience it. Oh my gosh. what a joy. And I was weeping and grieving and shaking in my husband's arms 30 minutes ago. But I allowed myself to feel it all. And I thanked AJ. I said, there are very few other women in the world who have been offered this level of safety and comfort to just be mad and sad and ugly and big about the grief and to just allow it to move all the way through me. Thank you, thank you, thank you for holding this space for me. He is the best partner I could ever hope for, and he is the reason I am healed on this earth. The beings will tell you too that he is my grounding force, that this work is a partnership through and through. I could not do it without him. And it is so beautiful that when it moves all the way through you, you can come back to the joy of who Thomas is. It's amazing. And all of this work moves through my entire body. And these beings, they vibrate so fast, and I'm living in this world, in this body, and sometimes it is just so dysregulating. I've felt so dysregulated the last couple of days when I'm on my cycle. It's very hard to maintain peace within my nervous system, but I feel at peace now after feeling all of my feelings. So I have to tell you something else. The plants, I am so thankful. Last night, I was weeping in my bed in AJ's arms. He's got a big job, this guy. He's so awesome. And we were about to record our podcast, and I was losing it. We had just finished our Zoom call, and I just fell apart in AJ's arms, and everyone was coming over to record our co-parenting podcast, No Dysfunction Here. Look it up at ndhpodcast.com. Or maybe it's nodysfunctionhere.com. I don't know. Anyway, we were about to record, and I was weeping hysterically. And I just felt like nobody on earth understands what it's like to be me and to carry 5 children and to go through what I've been through and to be trying to do this work and blend 2 dimensions together. And it feels like so much in my body. And I was just like crying and in this total pity party, just being, but it was good because I just needed to feel it. I'm on my cycle. Everything needs to come up. And I was just honoring, because Thomas taught me in this last session, honor the cycles of the body. And I've really been intentional about this as my cycle has come this time, to honor it and feeling it all. So I'm doing that, feeling like no one understands me. But right before that, right before our Zoom call, I had made dinner, and my brother Adrian, who is staying with us, he showed me this beautiful tattoo he was working on in his room upstairs. And it's a giant monstera leaf. And I was like, oh my God, Adrian, I love it. I was like, that looks so fucking awesome. And then I was like, I want a monstera so bad. A monstera is on my bucket list. Like, I want a big monstera, and I just want to watch it just take over a whole corner of my house. And I literally was telling him that right before our Zoom call. Then I'm weeping in my bed, and Angie, Tiff's sister, and her husband Danny, and their adorable son Corbin arrive at my house. And I didn't even know they were planning on coming over until just before they arrived. And she said, I have something for you. And she's carrying a big monstera. What? I was like, no way! I just an hour and a half ago said out loud downstairs, I really want a monstera, because Adrian is putting a monstera tattoo on his leg as we speak. And she brought me a monstera. that is the beauty of this work. The synchronicities are so cool. Oh, and I have a monstera now. And Anthony named her Skyla, and I love that. And she is big and beautiful. Maybe I'll crop in some pictures here because I took a picture of his monstera tattoo. I was like, "Oh my god, that's so amazing! Can I take a tattoo?" A picture. He let me take a picture, and it's just the outline. He's still working on it, and then a picture of the monstera. I'll figure out how to put those in. I suck at technology, but it brought, when I was weeping in grief, not feeling like anyone understood me, the plants showed up and said, "We understand you." And that meant the world. And Angie and Danny are the sweetest, awesomest people. And they have a business called Plant Craft. And I think you can find them on Instagram under Plant Craft, if I'm not mistaken. And I will definitely link them in the description of this video. They are awesome, and they came and repotted all my plants, and they even brought me a couple of complimentary plants and a monstera. They're so awesome and sweet and passionate about what they do, and they're total badasses. And their living room is like a dream world. It is completely full of the most beautiful, happy, well cared for plants. I just have the coolest people in my life. I feel so lucky and so blessed. And going back to Adrian, I want to announce to you who is staying in our home. And it is my younger brother, Adrian, who I love so much. I feel so deeply connected to him, and I always have. His mother married my dad when we were kids. I was 15 and he was, I don't know, quite a bit younger, like maybe 4 or 5, I think. I don't know. He's 34 now and I'm 41. So whatever the age difference is there. And he and I just connected so beautifully. We are like kindred spirit siblings, and I just absolutely love his beautiful artistic free spirit and gorgeous soul, and it is an honor to have him at our house. His presence is pure medicine. He is so cool. He has literally scaled the Egyptian pyramids, scaled the Eiffel Tower. I have the most beautiful artwork from Adrian. When he was a kid, my entire ceiling, I was like, by the time I graduated high school, my entire ceiling and multiple walls in my room were covered in Adrian's art. And on every piece of art, he put to Toby by Adrian, and my name was spelled Toby at the time. So he thought he was so clever putting to and by Toby on every single picture like that. So he now has art all over my bedroom wall again, and I am so grateful. And maybe I'll pop in some pictures of his art as well. And yesterday, he and Anthony were downstairs painting together, and Anthony made the most beautiful painting, and he was splattering paint. He was using this technique with Adrian, and Adrian was allowing Anthony to just splatter paint all over Adrian. Anthony wanted to show us his painting. And we went downstairs, and Adrian's face had paint all over it, his clothes. He's just the best. And he had a big smile on his face, and he's like, "It was fun. We had fun," or whatever. I'm just so grateful for the beautiful energies that we get to work with and commune with and learn from in our lives. Adrian asked if he could come and stay with us on Thomas's birthday, and he arrived at 11:59 p.m. the night that he came, and 12 o'clock a.m. midnight was spring equinox. It just all felt so aligned, and we are very protective of our space. We very rarely have people stay in our home other than our children and us. That's, I need my space to renew myself after a day of the work I'm doing. I just need a big amount of space around me to be totally comfortable and free and to feel all my feelings loudly and to just be. And I feel so comfortable with Adrian in our home. And when I journeyed with Adrian at our home, he was off that day and he was working in the backyard, and I was pretty loud. I lose, when I'm channeling these beings, I'm not aware of what's going on around me. I trust that they have all of that taken care of and we prepare the space ahead of time, and so I decided, we told Adrian I'll be journeying, but I didn't really warn him about what that was like. And so then I would come back to my body again and again, and I'd be like, oh my God, Adrian, do you think he's okay? And so I had AJ text Adrian from my phone and be like, hey, this is AJ. Tobi wants you to know that she's fine. She's just journeying and it can be loud sometimes or whatever. He was so kind and whatever. The next day, I said, I'm sorry, I probably really should have warned you more about what journeying can be like. It's a lot, it's a lot of energy. And he said that he felt welcomed by the experience. And that made me feel like everything I thought about his energy was true, that he really understands at his heart and soul energy work, and that he's been all around the world and he's lived on the streets for most of that by choice, because he figured out that he can do so much more if he is okay getting some sleep, not having to pay for lodging. And so he's so brilliant. He makes music, he's an artist, and he has been so wonderful to have around our family. And he's working at the family restaurant too, so it's been really awesome and fun. Anyway, I am so grateful for all the beautiful things in my life. So grateful for these birds who feel like they are bringing peace to my nervous system as they sing their songs. Thank you, birds. And also, I keep meaning to announce that I shaved my armpits. I'll show you later. I've been letting them grow out again, but I think I might shave them again because it felt so nice. I was like, okay, I just got in a mood and decided to switch it up. And I feel like I just don't want to be boxed in, and I don't want to box myself in. The second you think you know me, I'm going to switch it up. And that's the beauty and the joy of this life. And AJ was telling me the other day, there's bravery in changing your mind. And that's something that Oprah taught me a long time ago when I was reading Oprah's books, that it's brave and courageous and it's okay to change your mind. I used to have so much shame because I was all over the place. And now I realize I'm a shapeshifter. I am meant to be all over the place. So be your fullest expression. Tap into whatever that is. And I'm here if you want some guidance and help on how to do that. So thank you all for being here with me. Thank you, beings. Thank you, guides. Thank you, auntie trees in front of me. Thank you, Thomas. I love you so much. I love you so much. And I hope the rest of your day or evening is wonderful. Namaste.